Hey there, sports history fan. This is Arnie Chapman of the Football History Dude podcast, and I'm stopping by this show real quick to tell you about a couple of cool giveaways that we have going on here at the network. Both are autographed books covering various topics of the NFL. The first is The Point After: How One Resilient Kicker Learned There Is More to Life Than the NFL by ex-NFL kicker Sean Conley. It goes over his unique experience as a walk-on kicker at the University of Pitt after never playing high school football. And then it gets into some of his time playing for NFL teams and so much more beyond the gridiron. The other is from author Kevin Bryant. His book is titled Spies on the Sidelines: The High-Stakes World of NFL Espionage. This book started as a curiosity, kind of a passion project to understand everything revolving around, well, Spygate. But this put Kevin down a rabbit hole learning about all sorts of espionage that has occurred throughout the history of the NFL. Both permissible and often the illicit techniques of gathering intel to try to impact the outcome of the game. To sign up for your chance to win an autographed copy of one of these books, all you gotta do is head over to sportshistorynetwork.com/giveaways and sign up. That's sportshistorynetwork.com/giveaways. Again, check out all the other podcasts that we have in the Sports History Network as well. But now, back to your regularly scheduled journey to the sports history timeline.
In this salute to legends, in this episode, we review the Hall of Fame career of San Francisco 49ers defensive lineman, the great Bryant Young, and his induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2022. This story is coming up in just a moment.
This is the Pigskin Daily History Dispatch, a podcast that covers the anniversaries of American football events throughout history on a day-to-day basis. Your host, Darren Hayes, is podcasting from America's North Shore to bring you the memories of the gridiron, one day at a time. So as we come out of the tunnel of the Sports History Network, let's take the field and go no huddle through the portal of positive gridiron history with pigskindispatch.com.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.
Hello, my football friends. This is Darren Hayes of pigskindispatch.com. Welcome once again to the Pig Pen, your portal to positive football history. And we love looking back at some of the greatest players to have ever played the game of football. And few have been so revered by their peers of the gridiron, not only for being a fearsome football player, but also for their kind and gentle spirit, as Bryant Young has been. He is a 2022 inductee into the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. This is a special breed of person, and the Pro Football Hall of Fame enshrinee Bryant Young definitely fits that category. Bryant has a unique football story, and we hope to enlighten the world to his greatness as a person, as well as the devastating defensive play that he presumed on the gridiron. Now, he was born January 27, 1972 in the Chicago Heights, Illinois area and named Bryant Colby Young. He grew up there and graduated from Bloom Township High School. His parents were excellent role models for Young as he watched them display kindness to others in a great Christian atmosphere that they presented. And this translated well to Bryant, who is an admitted social introvert. He is a devout Christian and credits God, his upbringing, and strong core of people around him, including his family, as the reasons that he lives such a good life. Now, after high school, Bryant attended the University of Notre Dame and played football for the Fighting Irish, playing along the defensive line. He was a pretty good D tackle too, as he ended up being a 3-year starter for the Irish, lettering all 4 years from 1990 through 1993 season. For his junior season, he was an honorable mention All-American selection as he garnered 7.5 sacks that year. He took it up a notch his following year as a senior, when Bryant Young was an All-American selection, registering 6.5 sacks and 67 total tackles just that senior season. He graduated from Notre Dame in 1994 with a major in marketing, and he is highly coveted by pro football teams when he graduated too, as he was selected as the 7th overall pick in the 1994 NFL Draft. Bryant spent his entire career of the NFL with the San Francisco 49ers from 1994 to 2007, and Young won a Super Bowl with the Niners as a rookie during the 1994 season. And a lot of the credit of that title run goes to the performance of this youngster too. the Super Bowl 29 victory over the San Diego Chargers in 1994. Bryant had his finest statistical season in 1996, his third year in the league, recording 84 tackles, 11.5 sacks, and 4 passes defensed, along with 2 safeties scored while earning his first trip to the Pro Bowl for the National Conference. Now, the low point and yet a time to grow as a man and as a Christian happened at this low point of his career, where Young suffered a devastating fractures to his tibia and fibula in 1998, ending his season after the 12th week of action. Just as he was leading all defensive tackles in the NFL in sacks that season. It was a Monday night matchup against the New York Giants in Week 13 of the 98 season when the leg injuries occurred. Now, undeterred and through rigorous rehab, he regained his previous form in 1999 and tallied 11 sacks en route to the second Pro Bowl selection. Young was honored for this season when he was named the NFL Comeback Player of the Year for the 1999 season. Young would go on to be a 4-time Pro Bowl selection over the course of his NFL career, and when it was all said and done, for his professional career, he had 208 appearances, registering totals of 605 combined tackles, 504 of those of the solo variety, 89.5 sacks, 11 forced fumbles, and 29 pass breakups. This sack total by Bryant was second all-time for the San Francisco 49ers franchise, only behind the late great defensive end Cedric Hardman, who posted 108 during his great Niners career. Now you can see August 6th, Bryant Young, as well as many of the other men that we mentioned, will be enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame August 6, 2022 in Canton, Ohio, and their bronze bust will be presented to the world on stage as they take them in their gold jackets. So just a tremendous man, a tremendous player. I followed him when he was at Notre Dame. I enjoyed his work as a pro, even though sometimes it was against my team. But he was just a brilliant pass rusher, brilliant defensive player, and a great role model for all kids, even to this day. Family suffered some really bad hardships. His son died at a young age through some disease, and he's fought his way through that. Now he's out there helping others do that. He can relate to a lot of people that are losing loved ones or going through horrific injuries. I know he offered his former teammate Alex Smith quite a bit. Well, he wasn't his teammate, but another 49er franchise former player, Alex Smith, when he had that devastating leg injury a few years ago. Bryant Young was one of the ones that reached out to Alec and tried to give him some hope and serve as a role model to him and as a mentor and somebody he could talk to, because he's gone through a lot too. So what a great young man, what a great time in his family's life, celebrating Bryant Young, Pro Football Hall of Famer. Hope you enjoyed this little bit of history on Bryant Young. Opened up some eyes, and that covers all of our 2022 Pro Football Hall of Fame entrants. We're going to have a special on that next week when we get closer to that. We'll represent all of those and rekindle those posts and podcasts so everybody can listen to them once again and read them for these great men going into Pro Football Hall of Fame this year. Till tomorrow, everybody, have a great Gridiron Day. We're taking a peek over at the chains and the down marker. It's 4th and long. We're going to have to punt the ball and get on out of here, but we'll have another series tomorrow for your football history headlines, so be sure to tune in. We invite you to check out our website, pigskindispatch.com, not only to see the daily football history, but to experience positive football with our many articles on the good people of the game, as well as our own football comic strip, Cleat Marks Comics. Pigskindispatch.com is also on social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget the Pigskin Dispatch YouTube channel to get all of your positive football news and history. Special thanks to the talents of Mike and Gene Monroe, as well as Jason Neff for letting us use their music during our podcast. PigskinDispatch.com is a proud affiliate of the Sports History Network, the headquarters of sports yesteryear.
It was just another ordinary day in the offices of the Pittsburgh Guardian newspaper circa 1924. But for Marla Delft, assistant editor, everything was about to change. For she was about to discover the awesome attractiveness of Row 1 brand retro sports paraphernalia items thanks to Orville Mulligan, sports writer.
And there it is. Wow, Orville, that's really the bee's knees.
Isn't it just? A poster-sized replica of the actual 1909 World Series program cover.
I can see that. But where did you get it? And where'd you get it framed?
I ordered it from the Row 1 website, where over 6,000 items of sports memorabilia from the 1880s to the 1990s are available for reproduction, in multiple sizes and in several different materials, with over a dozen styles of frame to choose from for prints like this.
Well, I'm sure Mr. Delft would love to put up more of these in the office. But I'm equally as sure they're beyond this newspaper's budget.
Not at all, my dear Marla. See for yourself. Go to sportshistorynetwork.com/row1.
sportshistorynetwork.com/row1. Oh my, these are good prices. Oh, and look at this stuff. Oklahoma-Nebraska football, college basketball art, Michael Jordan items.
And so it
retro
was that
sports
Marla Delft
advertisement
discovered the
flappers.
splendiferous magic of Row 1 sports memorabilia, arts, and prints. You can too by visiting sportshistorynetwork.com/row1. That's ROW1 today for access to the full Row 1 catalog of gallery prints and gifts like t-shirts, long-sleeve shirts, telephone cases, coffee mugs, blankets, pillows, towels, and even shower curtains. Act today for 15% discount off all prints with coupon code SHN15 and 20% off all other items with coupon code SHN20 at checkout. And keep your dial locked to the Sports History Network for the exciting chronicles of the 1920 sports world in Orville Mulligan, sports writer. Coming soon.